Today on Business Success in Six with Stacie, I have Shannon Marcourt here from Amelishan Bridal in Hubertus, Wisconsin. Thanks for jumping on with me, Shannon.
Thanks for having me.
It is my pleasure. What a beautiful background you have. I am so excited for you to share how you can make people feel beautiful and just totally work with them for their special day, whether that's prom, a bridal, a mother that's going to a wedding. Can we talk about your business, please?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, in short, what we do is we provide these gorgeous gowns for our customers. And like you said, we have prom and then we have bridesmaids, mothers, dresses, and bridal gowns. But a little bit deeper, that is we really create these moments that are so special in someone's life, especially when they have their guests with them that are obviously the most important people in their life they bring with. So we're really just creating these moments that are going to be really impactful and memorable for them in their life. So, yes, beautiful dresses, but those beautiful life moments as well.
Absolutely. In making people just feel beautiful inside is and out is something that you guys specialize in. Is that correct?
Yeah, I always tell my new team members that, sometimes you might be a therapist, sometimes you might need to be that best friend, you might need to be that mom, whatever we need to do for our brides, because this is an emotional time and we really want to be here to support our brides and really just help them to feel the best and most beautiful that they can feel, because that's again really what this is about. There's so many gorgeous dresses, there are so many beautiful choices, you couldn't make a wrong decision there. But when they get the right dress on and they feel this moment of like beauty, we can see it. We can see it on their face. And oftentimes we know before they do, but it's really just helping them to see that and create that for them.
Gosh, that's incredible. That gives me goosebumps all around because it is such an emotional time, like for everybody. And so thank you for doing that. So you guys have been in business for over 28 years. What were your plans when you started the business, your family started the business, and how have they changed?
Uh, so my mom started the business over 28 years ago, and I was in sixth grade at the time. And it started out as a smaller boutique. We did carry everything pretty much that we carry now. So we carried the menswear, prom, bridesmaids, mothers, and bridal. So in general, not we don't carry the menswear now, but in general, that part has stayed the same. We've just grown every time a space has opened up in the mall that we're in. We take over the space. So we've just like overall grown in our space. But our just overall philosophy has stayed the same, just serving our brides and serving our customers in the best way possible that they might need. So she started the business and I was in sixth grade. So, I at the time cleaned tuck shoes and steamed dresses. And then I grew into taking brides, which I absolutely love. And that was a huge impactful time of my life where I could really understand what this was all about for our brides, and then grew into running the business after college. And here we are today.
Love it. Well, and one of the things we talked about before I press record is the name of the business, that Amelishan. Would you like to share the story on that as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So I love telling the story because it just kind of explains where we are in our world and how far along we are. But so Emily Shan is three names. It's my cousin Amber, so the AM is that, and then the ELI is my sister Elizabeth, and the Shan is myself. And my mom previously, so she was a teacher, but then she on the side sold wholesale bows to like children's boutiques or wholesale companies. And that's where the name kind of started in that business and transferred to this. But the reason she knew she wanted it to start with an A is she wanted it to be at the start of the phone book. So it's just so
I
interesting
love
because
that.
people don't even know what phone books are anymore. I don't think we even see them anymore, but
Okay.
that was our form of advertising then.
Yeah, and I wanted you to highlight that because it just shows how far business has come and how things have changed. So absolutely, absolutely hilarious and great. My next question for you is, what is the biggest way you impact the community? Now, you shared a really special story with me as well about that 19-year-old bride, and I would love for you to share that as an impactful way and then expand upon other ways.
Yeah. So when I was younger and taking care of brides, I had a bride named Kim, and she really helped me to see what this business was all about. She was super quiet. She was shopping with her mom and didn't really see how beautiful she was. She didn't want to look in the mirror, was kind of mainly looking at mom. And I love those brides because I do love having an impact on them. I do love getting them to that point where they are able to see what their fiance sees, why they fell in love with them. And at one point I was like, Kim, look in the mirror. You look so beautiful in this gown. Just look at yourself. And anyway, she found her dress, and she had referred quite a few brides and friends over the years. And one of her friends was shopping with me quite a few years later. I think, gosh, I was engaged. So I was probably like 22, 21 or 22. And she must have told Kim that I was engaged. So I got a card in the mail here just congratulating me on my engagement and saying that she hopes that I have as special as a moment as she did with me. And she said that besides her now husband, I was the only other person in her life that truly made her feel beautiful. And really, it was just like a light switch went off for me. And I really understood this industry a lot better. And I understood that this business is just much more than the garments. I mean, yes, of course, we've got these beautiful dresses and it's so much a part of this moment, but it's just so much deeper than that. And I tell that story whenever I onboard my new team members. I think it's just really important so they understand the mission of this business, because that's really what we're here for. We're here to have a huge impact on people in this moment, and hopefully something that they can remember forever. So that was a special moment for me that really helped me understand this business.
That, like, seriously, like when you told me that, that just brought tears to my eyes. And I think about it even like we can talk even earlier when a teenager has all these different things going on in her life and these hormonal emotions, and they come in for prom and you do the same thing for them there and make them feel confident, because not everybody has that confidence. And we live in such a world where everybody, they're constantly on different social media platforms, like trying to look their best.
Filters and
Yeah,
all this stuff. And yeah, young girls especially, it's these generations just are seeing perfection, and it's not a real perfection. And I think when we look at ourselves in the mirror, we critique ourselves. We're so hard on ourselves.
mhm.
And yeah, when I train my junior stylist team, that's a part of it. So like you think, oh, retail, you're gonna train sales, you're gonna train inventory and the industry knowledge and verbiage. But we actually go over that other verbiage and how to speak positively and how to create a positive environment over there in prom, because boy, is that needed. And I think especially at that moment, prom is another really important part of someone's life oftentimes. And it can be stressful and it can be heavy. The expectations can be so high. So I think kind of facilitating that moment and experience for them is extremely important as well. And I love that we get our prom customers back as brides. That's
Oh,
so special to me. Like I love it. It's so great. So yeah, it's really awesome to be a part of this.
so, so cool. It's just, yeah, again, I think it's so great too that you're training your team to be great leaders and role models and bring out the best in other people. And like you said, we just need more of that in this world. So huge impact on the community. Thank you so much for sharing that. So my next question for you, Shannon, what is one challenge that you have faced that other business owners could learn from?
I was thinking, how do I narrow this down? Because there are challenges all the time. And I guess I'd like to speak generally that if you are an entrepreneur, there are challenges constantly, and you just have to be able to face them and pivot often and know that you did not fail. You learned something from that experience and something from that challenge. Let's try this path. And that path might be a short one too. So then let's try another path. And I think COVID taught us a lot of that. It humbled us so much, but that was a really difficult time for small businesses, for everybody on so many different levels. But as a small business, we would do this and then be told we have to do something different, or we wouldn't be meeting our customers' expectations if we did this. And it was a very trying time. And I think just knowing you will have those challenges, but you'll get through them and you will be wiser and you'll be stronger and be better, I guess, equipped to make decisions in the future because of them.
Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, our coaches talk about too, making sure you test and measure. And again, like you said, it's okay to not succeed, so to speak, in that one area, because you're still succeeding by learning and going in another direction. Just a quick extra question. I'm curious, when you, like, in the early stages of COVID, when you're allowed to be open, but everybody's wearing masks, like, how could you read some of the bride's faces, or were they allowed
Oh,
to like step away? Like I'm
I
just
love this question because that was really difficult. And we did specific training during that time because not only were brides not able to see their own expressions, which is really an impactful part of choosing the gown, we were not able to read our customers very well. And we also wanted to, part of this experience for our brides is that warm customer experience, right? And our smiles and our eyes. That
yeah.
is so much a part of it. But that's half covered up. So how do we do that? So we trained, to be much more expressive with our eyes, like really, really
Okay.
expressive with our body language to kind of fill that gap. But I love that question because that was actually a really difficult thing during that time because of how intimate this experience is and how emotional it is.
Wow. And kudos to you for training people on that, because there are so many industries where they wouldn't. And I love that you're making sure that people understand to be extra expressive, right? So cool. Thank you. Thanks for answering that question on a whim. I was just curious.
Yeah.
So what does the future look like to you? And do you have an exit plan?
I look at the business in 1, 2, and 3 year increments generally. In 5 year, yes, as like a bigger picture. But I like to see like small goals and then big goals and moves. Last summer we did this huge renovation that you see part of behind
Oh,
me. That was a
beautiful.
huge undertaking, and my husband did a lot of it himself. So that took like the whole summer.
Wow.
And that obviously was part of. We actually wanted to renovate the store pre-COVID, obviously couldn't, and then couldn't right after either. So that was really exciting because it was a long time coming. We wanted to just enhance the experience here. But I do view the business and business plans as kind of in those year increments to set those goals. And again, I think I don't like to go too far out because so much can happen within a year and 2 years. And I think it's easier to pivot if you have kind of those 1, 2, and 3 year goals. And
Sure. Very interesting. Thank you so much for sharing that. Um, and I would like to know now, when you did that renovation, you do have some suites as well, right? Did you want to share those?
yeah, absolutely. So we wanted to offer an elevated experience for our brides who wanted that, a little bit more of an intimate experience with more room for more guests if she wanted to bring more guests, and just private. So we created these two. We originally on the floor plan, we had one VIP suite,
Okay.
and we were like, we need to create two. So what can we do here? So we have two VIP suites, a premier and a luxury suite. And it's just an elevated experience for our brides who want that. With the premier suite, you can have up to 10 guests. You'll have a charcuterie board. You get some like
Ooh.
Amelishan swag. You get champagne during it. One of our really amazing stylists during that time. And then the luxury suite, you get everything but that a charcuterie board. So it's just another really, and we have a runway in that area, which is like
Oh,
the
fun.
yeah, for our brides to walk on and everything. But it's just another option for our brides who would like just something a little bit extra special.
Oh, that's so great. So, Shannon, my final question for you today is, all subjects open, what inspires you most?
I love human connections. I always have. Um, but as I've gotten older, that has grown even more. As I've had kids, that's grown even more. Especially in this day and age where we are behind our phones so much. And those human interactions don't happen as often. That's why I love this industry because it's a huge moment of those interactions. But I'm fascinated by the impact that we can have on people, whether it be you're at the grocery store and you compliment someone on the color they're wearing, that it just looks beautiful with their skin tone or their hair color. Um, on a deeper level, if you have a friend that's going through a difficult time or trying to figure life out, sitting down with them and talking through things. I love it. And I am so thankful that I can have that here and with my team. But that's something that just inspires me every day because I think it's really, really important for humans to do. And we need a little bit more of that, I think.
So I am right there with you. I totally agree. So, Shannon, if somebody wants to get in touch with you to experience what you offer with prom dresses, bridal dresses, all the neat things you're offering, what's the best way for them to contact
I think it depends what they need. So they can always visit our website to kind of peruse the dresses and to see what the experience might be like and to set up their appointment. People text all the time. So that's almost the easiest. They can text questions or anything else. But if they want a little bit more of a deeper look as to what our brides experience when they're here and what the gorgeous gowns, that we carry, they can hop onto our social media. So we have the Amelishan prom for prom, and then Amelishan bridal for our bridal moms and bridesmaids.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you for making people feel confident and beautiful and doing all these great things in business, and also training your employees to make others feel beautiful. I absolutely love hearing that from a business point of view. Thank you so much. Best of luck in the future, Shannon.
Thank you so much.
Take care.